I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person, one family, one business at a time. Shaw & Associates is a wealth management investment firm that specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And my interview this morning comes from a public service announcement from our Mosquito Vector, our Sutter-Yuba Mosquito Vector District. Was
Close
it close?
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Come
great.
on, Joe.
Yeah.
I tried, right? I thought.
We're excited to be on. We really want to make sure that the public is aware of the risk of West Nile virus and what they can actually do to prevent that risk. Because I think that a lot of times we get so used to how we enjoy the outdoors and we might not think to take the repellent with us if we're going to go on a hike or something like that, or we're so used to our backyard just being a place where we can enjoy and relax. But if we just take a moment to walk around and dump and drain, and we did have some positive West Nile virus mosquito samples, so that's one reason why we wanted to come on today. So the West Nile virus, it's out there, and we just want to make sure that people know, like, there is stuff that you can do to mitigate your risk.
Yeah, like get some chickens.
Yeah.
Although, Moriah,
Yes.
you said you didn't find it through the chickens this time.
No, not this time. So typically we usually get positive samples in mosquitoes first, and then we'll see it in the chickens and then humans. So far last week we got our first positive, and I'm sure a lot of people got a text about that. So we had 2 positive mosquito samples. One was in North Yuba County and one was in South Yuba County. And then yesterday I just got the results back for some more positives in West Yuba City. So it's around right now. It's out, but it's not to the chickens yet.
I immediately am trying to think, am I in West? I'm in South.
Yeah, I mean, and that's important to note too. Just because that's where the mosquitoes were captured, doesn't necessarily mean that the other areas of our 2 counties don't have mosquitoes that have the virus. It just means that's where we were able to capture a few mosquitoes that happen to have the virus. So it's just a good indication that it's trending upward in terms of the mosquito bird cycle, which is the typical cycle of the mosquito. West Nile virus in the mosquito, they'll pick it up from a bird, and it's just that vicious cycle.
So the mosquito bites a chicken.
Not a chicken, because the chickens can't give
are
you West
unique.
Nile. Yeah.
Are a bird, and then the bird or chicken bites us. And I might not have this right. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you
So
explain.
typically for West Nile, it's usually a bird disease. So what happens is it's carried by a Culex mosquito that normally likes to bite birds. So usually early in the season, in the winter time, mosquitoes aren't very active. But when they start becoming active, they usually go for birds. That's usually one of the first types of blood meals they go to. Later towards the season, they'll be more open to mammals and stuff. So what happens is the mosquito bites a bird that's infected with West Nile. The mosquito takes in the West Nile, then it goes and it bites a human or an animal, a mammal, and then passes that West Nile on.
Right.
Moriah, can West Nile be transported between humans?
No.
So it's just if you're bitten. So this is why this is so critical. It's not like I can get West Nile and then give it to you.
I mean, usually, like, there may be rare cases of blood donation that have gone wrong. But
I'm not going to bite you. Okay?
No,
so we're not doing that.
You're not
right?
going to pass it on that way. It's going to be from an infected mosquito.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why my point being, that's why it's so critical.
Yes.
The 4Ds, because of once you find it, then some mosquitoes have it, and you're already telling us to protect ourselves. But now it's like, okay, this could be West Nile. But that was something I was curious about and wanted to ask when you guys came in. Once somebody gets West Nile, can they then transport it?
No, humans are what are considered a dead hen host. So we can get symptomatic, we can get infected from West Nile, but we don't produce enough in our blood for a mosquito to then pick it up and then transfer it to someone else.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, and
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Right there. Thank you. That's good news.
yeah, and you know, I think that it's important that everyone takes the risk of West Nile virus seriously. You know, it is pretty a low percentage of folks that can get like very sick from West Nile virus. So there is a risk there, and we want people to take precautions. We're not, you know, we don't want to cause panic or you know,
Right,
make, you know,
right.
but yeah, it's something that, you know, like we put our seatbelt on when we get in the car, and it's like you put on repellent when you go outside. It's going to help you, you know, mitigate that risk more. And I think that it's a good message because, you know, it's something that you can actually do to prevent it. You know, some things we can't, some things that we have that can cause harm to us, we can't do anything to prevent it, you know, because we can't foresee it. But we know the mosquitoes are out there. We know they want to bite you. You know, put on repellent.
And the West Nile's like it's always there out in the system. Just because I'm detecting it doesn't mean it wasn't there before. I only have 26 traps around that we normally set out. Just because I'm detecting it now doesn't mean it wasn't there before. And for West Nile, I think the statistics show that 80% of West Nile cases are asymptomatic. So these are people who are not going to know they have West Nile at all.
Oh.
For context, this year in California, we've had 3 people that have tested positive, and the only reason they know is because they went to go try and donate blood, and it showed up on the testing they did. So these people would have not known otherwise. So 80% of people have no idea they have it. 20% of those people who have West Nile will have flu-like symptoms that are usually pretty mild, and then 1% or less will have the neuroinvasive disease. So you can have it's going to be paralysis, seizures, pretty bad. But usually that's such a small subset of people. But it's still important to know you really need to protect yourself from this disease because you don't know if it could be you.
I'm nervous.
Oh no.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, and it's good for people to hear about it because you know, I do think that it's incumbent upon us to let people know what they can do. But again, like she's saying, these percentages are very low, your risk of getting that neuroinvasive disease. And, you know, we're trying new things, you know, to try to make sure that the public is aware. You know, we like coming on with you, letting the people know in our community, hey, you know, mosquitoes are out there, they're biting. I will say there is a more aggressive mosquito that we are on the doorstep of that is going to be filling our August with phone calls. But that mosquito, you know, the one that is the most populous during that time does not carry West Nile virus.
So, you know, Joe, you brought up a point, right? Or maybe Moriah did. I mean, I can't tell you apart. So it's
Mojo.
Mojo. I love that. We're going to start calling it the Mojo Morning Show. And so you talk about, well, if you put a seatbelt on, it becomes a habit. So for you guys, you would like the 4Ds to be a habit.
Sure.
So then it doesn't matter what mosquito it is, because potentially we could end up with they call it dengue, right? That's nasty. That fever is nasty. I had a friend had it. Well, he was in Costa Rica at the time, or Nicaragua. But it was like potentially that's mosquito borne, right?
Right.
So there are things that could come down the pike, but if we're already right, it's like saying if I put my seatbelt on and I do get in an accident, I'm safer.
Right.
So if I'm already practicing keeping the mosquitoes at bay, right? I'm already in good shape. And so if we can get that to be a habit, right? You know, so you can't do like the CHP, click it or ticket. Yeah. So you guys can't do that. You can't say 4Ds or you're dumb. I mean, I don't know. It's like
50.
Yeah.
The 50 is you didn't do the first 4.
Yeah.
You got shirts say, don't be a 5th D.
I like that idea.
Maybe get some marketing. Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, my point being is the prevention is the big deal. And then Moriah, because you do all the technical side of it, when you do find things, then we're aware. And I want them to know that is what you guys do.
Right.
It isn't just, they're mosquito vectors, so they spray.
Right.
Right. That's
Right.
what they do. Right. And then they take pictures of our pools.
I mean, we do
Not when we're in them. Right.
Yeah, right. We do that. You know, we do have control program for mosquitoes, but I think that, you know, my goal for the district is to have a well-rounded approach where we're partnering with the community, letting them know what they can do. Again, not pressing the panic button. You mentioned dengue. Dengue is a risk because we have the mosquito that's capable of transmitting that virus.
That's why I brought that up. I read that in one of your things.
Right. But I mean, as long as we have that habit built in, we're going to be able to mitigate the risk of a lot of different mosquito-borne diseases, not just West Nile. And that particular disease is not being transmitted locally here. There have been travel-related cases where people will come back from vacation. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we have the mosquito, so if someone potentially brought it back and got bit by a mosquito,
so it's really the prevention side that the community can do, right?
Right.
Moriah, how many different kinds of mosquitoes are there? 5, 6?
Oh, man. So in our area in southern Yuba counties, we usually say around 23 species of mosquitoes that we have. Yeah, and those belong to about 3 important genera that we paid attention to. So we have Culex, we have Anopheles, and we have Aedes. So Aedes are the ones, the Aedes aegypti specifically, that can carry dengue. And Culex are the ones that like birds, so they can give you West Nile. And then Anopheles are the ones that Joe was talking about that are coming up. So those are the nuisance mosquitoes that we see. So here in probably around August, we'll start seeing a bunch of them flying around. And so those ones don't carry any diseases here, but historically they can carry malaria, which was once a really big deal in the area, but luckily we eradicated it for now.
So I think I was telling you last time when you came on, like I was laying in bed and there's those little tiny black ones you can't see.
Yeah.
We used to call them no-see-ums, right? Because you don't see them. Next thing you know, it's go, why did that? You're right, you know.
Yeah.
And so I turned the fan on and you said that actually works.
Yeah, it's my favorite way.
So I was telling somebody about that, right? And they said that's why they have those little fans over food.
Oh, yeah, to get rid of flies.
Yeah, and then like people will put on their deck, they'll put a ceiling fan, and it's like, that's just brilliant, right? Because the little guys can't fly that good, right? They can't get through it, right? You know?
Yeah, I love that approach. I always try to, the KISS, keep it simple, stupid kind of thing. But I feel like sometimes with mosquitoes, people are overcomplicate it. Like, it's this big, scary thing. Like, we have to use, pesticides and chemicals. But something as simple as a household fan really can do wonders to protect you.
Right.
Yeah, so I can just see Home Depot and Lowe's will be sold out on those big shop fans. People be putting them on their deck. They can't even talk to each other, right? But I do think it's stuff like that you don't think about,
right?
And it's that ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure, and it's like for you guys that's a big deal. Yeah. That's a big deal. It's why you are trying to help the community understand there are things you can do. And genuinely, I really like the dump and drain thing because it does not take long. Like I have a little waterfall in my backyard that I don't run all the time. Right? It's not very big. But when it's got water in it, the birds love it. Right? They get in there and, whatever. So when it's not running, although there's no water in it, there's an opening on the side for the water that's inside.
Oh, yes, mosquito breeding heaven.
And I always think them little boogers are going to get in there, right? Have to put a plastic bag over it, right? But it's stuff like that you may not think of. I like when I read that thing, it said even old tires.
Yep.
You got an old tire in your backyard, you don't realize water gets in that, and then...
And have you ever tried to dump water out of a tire before?
Oh, yeah, good luck with that, right?
but I bring that up because it's like you're talking about a fountain, you're talking about a tire, and if people are having trouble with a particular, a pool would be one of the main examples, but that, okay, I can't dump this water, I don't have the means to pump it out, that's where we come in. You can give us a call, 530-674-5456. We can come out. We can put something in the water in like your swimming pool or a fountain that you can't figure out how to dump. That's where we come in. And just to kind of go back to, we talked about West Nile pretty much at length, but one thing that I've gotten a lot of questions over is, does it affect my pets? And Moriah, I don't know if you could talk maybe we have a few people that are like, well, what about my dog? When with
No,
West Nile
dogs
virus.
are safe.
Yeah.
But if you got a parakeet,
Yes. I mean, if you have a pet bird that's flying around outside and get bit by mosquitoes, you might have other problems there. But no, typically dogs and cats are fine. It is something that horses could have been able to get in the past, but
really?
not common. It's not really a big deal. So it's mostly humans are what you're gonna have to worry about, where you're gonna get the symptoms.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's funny.
Yeah,
No, dogs don't get it, but cats. Right?
Yeah, it's people way smarter than I that have this all figured out. Why a human and not a dog? And but yeah, we get that question sometimes about
There's the
pets.
chickens, and people are so fascinated that they're immune, even though they're not technically immune.
Well, I just think the whole concept. I remember first time. I think it was Steve was on. He said about the sentinel chickens, and I went, see, people think, oh, we got all these chickens. Some of them are waiting.
Yeah.
They call it going to the show.
Yeah, right.
They're going, they're going to become a sentinel chicken.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, how do you pick the sentinel chickens?
Yeah.
Who gets to decide what chickens get to be sentinels? Is it a particular breed of chicken, or can it be any chicken?
I mean, I think typically we go for something maybe on the cheaper side. It doesn't really matter what type of chicken. It's just something that's available for us to get that we're going to put out.
Well, I can tell you where to get a few.
We partner.
I'll see Joe out in the parking lot at Raley's.
Big net.
Come on, you made it to the show. Right?
Mariah's really good at catching chickens, actually. I could see her running around.
I don't want anyone to see that. You have to be fast. They juke you out,
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's a great. So the chicken, the sentinel chickens, we partner with members of the community. We have seven coops.
Yeah, we have 7 coops.
Wow.
Yeah,
All over?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we look for egg layer, like chickens that are good at laying eggs, because the folks that agree to let us have our coop at their yard, they get the eggs. So
Just like a nice little
deal,
trade-off,
man.
Yeah, so we usually provide or help get the coop set up. We feed the chickens. We check on them. We do everything except for the eggs. We let the homeowners pick those up, so it's like a little perk that they get for letting us use their land.
That's cool. The other thing, and I really love this, is you guys have fish that eat mosquitoes. Come
Yeah.
on. That's
Yeah.
cool. And it's not like fly fishing, right? You don't have to toss it in there. The fish does it.
I mean,
the
they're an inch and a half long. They
don't get any bigger than that?
No. Yeah. They're great. So when most of our fish that we produce upwards of like 1,500 pounds of fish a year, which comes out to millions of fish, right? So these fish, most of them go into rice fields. So we'll put them in rice fields, because by and large, our mosquito population in this area comes from the agricultural use of water.
Oh yeah, you got huge fields
which we're thankful for, right? We got to have food.
Yeah.
But our fish will disperse into the fields and help with that, keeping the population down for mosquitoes. And they're not eating the adult mosquito when it's coming down. It's
Darn it, that was the vision I had. The little fish coming out of the water and snatching that bad boy out of the air.
Yeah, so there's the aquatic stage, which is the larval stage of the mosquito, the baby mosquito, if you will.
Oh, so they get them before they can even fly.
Right. Which
That's
is
the best
how we want to
time.
control them. That's how we want to control mosquitoes, is get them before they're up and flying and biting. Yeah.
And once they're flying around, they're a lot harder to find, to catch, to control.
no,
So
you
once they're in the that one maybe. What about the thousands up there in the air?
Oh yeah. I don't know about those guys.
Once they're in the water, they're much easier to control. We can find the puddle with 1 million mosquitoes in it. Once they come out of the puddle, they're just flying around randomly. They're kind of hard to track down.
So let's talk about the best ways for people to prevent getting bit in the first place.
Oh, sure.
Right? Because you guys are doing all you can to do detection. You do spray a couple times a year, I think, or something.
Right.
But what about what individuals can do? Can we? I know it sounds like we're covering the same material, but it's important.
It really, we talked about the 4Ds. It really is the 4Ds. So, dress in long sleeve, long pants, and a lot of times people think that's going to be hotter, and I guess it just depends on what kind of material you're using. But if you're covering your skin, a lot of times that's keeping the sun off your skin. And I know it is difficult when you're out in the sun. But most of the time, these mosquitoes that can carry West Nile virus are flying around at dawn and dusk, which is another one of the D's. Avoid being outdoors at dawn and dusk. If you are outdoors during dawn and dusk and you have long sleeves, hopefully it's not as hot as midday. And then defend yourself with repellent. I think DEET's the most effective, or research shows that DEET is the most effective. And so, use repellent with DEET, but use some kind of repellent. If you don't,
anything's better than nothing.
Anything is better than nothing. And then dump and drain. We talked about dump and drain. So there's things that you can do. This Aedes aegypti, like she talked about, that is capable of carrying dengue fever. All they need is like a bottle cap, like just a little bottle cap upside down filled with water, and that's enough for them to start their process of having more mosquitoes.
All right, I'm going to ask the question.
Okay.
That every single listener is wanting the answer to.
Uh-oh.
Do mosquito eaters actually eat mosquitoes?
No, they do not. I'm sorry, I like this topic a lot because I've been hearing this since I was a kid and I was growing up.
I did too. Don't kill that. It's a mosquito eater.
Right, so I also don't, I like the idea that people think they're beneficial in that way, so they don't kill them because they're very harmless. They're fragile little gentle flies. They're almost like the butterflies of flies. But so crane flies, or mosquito eaters as people call them, they're a fly. They belong to the family Typulidae. They do not eat mosquitoes. They, if anything, are a pollinator, but honestly they don't live very long, so they don't pollinate that much, but they don't eat mosquitoes.
So is there an insect that eats mosquitoes?
All sorts of insects eat mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah, anything that's predaceous and flies will eat a mosquito.
Okay, wait a minute, Moriah. Predaceous?
Oh, a predator, yeah. If it's a predator, there's aquatic insects that eat...
I'm Italian. You got to go slow with me. So there are natural... Like, I know people would talk about, like, ladybugs.
Yeah.
Are good to put in your garden. Do they eat mosquitoes?
As far as I know, probably not. I think they stick to usually plant-sucking insects like aphids because they like to sit on your plants. But things that fly, dragonflies are a huge mosquito eater.
I love dragonflies.
Yeah, there are a lot around right now. Like, I'm seeing them all over the place when I'm driving. They are probably eating the mosquitoes.
They should sell those like they do ladybugs. Right, a bag of dragonflies.
That would be awesome. So dragonflies are actually probably one of the best mosquito predators because not only are dragonflies flying around eating the adults, but as an immature, they are an aquatic insect. So, they're actually really neat. So, have you ever seen the movie Alien, where the alien has like a set of jaws inside of its mouth that it eats with? Dragonflies basically have that. And so, they're pretty nasty. They'll bite you, too, if you pick one up. But they look kind of like a wingless little dragonfly. And they live on the plants inside water. And they're super hungry for little baby mosquitoes. So, they eat them like that. And then as adults, they eat them as well.
Moriah will be releasing her new movie, The Alien Dragonflies of Yuba Sutter. Look for it on your Mojo channel.
Man, we gotta go. Yeah, we gotta get this going. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. You guys should be doing what do you call it? A podcast, right?
Yeah.
The Mojo podcast. All right. Last thing I need to cover this, and that is spraying.
Yes.
And you guys usually announce that. We actually run a spot for that.
Right.
When does that normally happen? When in the season?
Well, yeah. So there's we have aircraft that will spray in our ground rigs, but
because Moriah is a ground rig driver.
That's right. Yeah.
I remember that. I thought I saw her. And she said, "I'm not in your neighborhood." So she has a twin sister that drives. What do you...
No, I make the guys wear a wig so you can't tell.
Oh man!
But Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be our spray days. So basically, we're really early in the morning, starting around 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And typically tapers off around 5:30, 5:45. The guys will come back to the yard and prep for the rest of their workday. And then we're out in the agricultural areas in the evenings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the aircraft pilots are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on what area that they're spraying that day. But
is that your typical like crop sprayers type aircraft that just?
Yeah, I mean it's not a I think it's called a biplane, or like where there's the two wings.
It's
not like one of those, but so yeah, it's a. But yeah, and they're up high, so they're not like down on the deck. But we do use aircraft over rice fields as well. And those ones are crop dusting, and they're over the top of the fields, and they're killing the immature stage of the mosquito, the larva as well. So.
But that's not with any traditional pesticides. That's actually a bacteria that deposits into the water that the mosquito larvae eat, and then they die.
Right. Yeah.
She's like really brilliant, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
She's like a storehouse of insect knowledge.
Yeah. And it's great. It's honestly great. The entomology department informs of a lot of what we do on the operations side. So it's a great partnership, between the departments. So absolutely.
Right. Was that your? Like, did you always, when you were a kid, did you play with roly-polies?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I've wanted to be an entomologist since I was in 3rd grade. I knew what I wanted to do.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. Well, good hire there, Joe. That was brilliant, right?
I can't take all the credit.
Take it. It's Mojo. All right. Listen, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We'll keep it in front of people. Thanks for the information, especially about West Nile and all the different ways that Mosquito Vector is actually trying to make sure that we're safe. Right? And at the same time, are you ready? That we're not bugged.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I had to go there. I had to, it's a dad joke.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having us on. And if you see a dead bird, you can call 1-877-WNV-BIRD. Yeah.
Let me see. WNV.
West Nile virus.
North.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person, one family, one business at a time. Shaw & Associates is a wealth management investment firm that specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
Shaw and Associates brings you the 93Q Market Minute.
Stocks largely advanced over a V-shaped week as the AI trade, led by the chip stocks, pushed the S&P 500 and NASDAQ averages higher amid renewed conflict. The S&P 500 index rose 1.23%, while the NASDAQ Composite Index advanced 1.74%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average declined 0.5% for the week. This week's key economic data includes: on Monday, we get the Treasury balance. On Tuesday, we get the Small Business Optimism Index along with the CPI. On Wednesday, we get the PPI and the personal consumption and the Fed Beige Book. On Thursday, we get retail sales, weekly jobless claims, manufacturing and trade, inventory and sales, and the housing market index along with pending home sales. On Friday, we get housing starts, import prices, industrial production, and capacity utilization. It's going to be a busy week for companies reporting earnings on Tuesday.